are enjoying this so far, consider subscribing. It helps keep this channel going.
Hi, this is Sherry Veronica. If your central bank governor, Kevin Greenwich, is to be believed that you're solid, your growth is solid, and there was a 12.8 billion intake with a 13.8% growth in 2022 and a 4.4% growth in 2023, and 12.8 billion for a country doesn't seem like a lot, but he's saying it's the best Barbados has ever made. Okay, it's the best you've ever made. And I've heard from some old timers that are saying, this is what I'm hearing in the back on the back end, that they're getting their social security payments, whatever money you get from the government. They're really feeling like appreciative, and they're thankful that they do get their money. So sometimes you hear something on one end and then you hear something on the other end, so you don't know how to gauge it. But if the central bank report on its economic growth in Barbados is to be believed, you guys are doing good. Sometimes you wonder, well, how are you able to pay those people that leave the high court $20,000 a month and that kind of stuff? But if you're making this amount of money and it's being spread around, you're doing pretty well. And then there was a area in your newspaper where it talks about getting off the gray list, and that's priority number one. So I guess you have to pay your bills. You're making the money, you're putting it in the paper for all those eyes to see that you are making money and you're progressing. So you're going to have to pay your bills. Okay, that's just a matter of you paying your bills. And then you're seeing me and Motley here with Senegal president, and they're signing a memorandum of understanding where they're going to be traveling to, Barbados, and Barbadians traveling to Senegal. And that means DEI. I did a post on DEI recognition and training yesterday. And it's something that you should look into. It's diversity, equity, and inclusion. It talks about the way certain people look at other people because they may speak differently, they may have different customs and religions or whatever. And it teaches you. It's something to teach you to be more open to the world at large. So that's some training you're going to have to get with dealing with other people from other countries, especially, people that have had slavery in their history. But if you're, and there's a rise in unemployment, but the governor is telling you not to worry. So I don't know how that will go, that you're making so much money, but yet there was a rise in unemployment. But if he's saying there's no need to worry, do you trust him? I don't. But it seems as though you're getting back on your feet, which is a good thing. It's a good thing. Okay, you're getting back on your feet post that 2-year event that happened to the world. So solid growth. That's what your governor of your central bank is saying. There's a solid growth. Let's hope it continues into all the years and years and years and years into your existence, because that money has to filter down to the poor. You have to put into place now systems where poor people can access that money, like, not only unemployment, but just because you're poor, you need, they call it food stamps and that kind of stuff. But I mean, like, real money, and so that they can support their children and they can feed the youngsters. Okay, so that has to filter down so that poor people in Barbados benefit from Barbados doing this well. Okay, this is Sherry Veronica. Hi, this is Sherry Veronica. You would think that with Tony Moore being a part of the Mia Motley administration, that this role that she has here, you would think that she would have given that up, the general secretary role in the workers' union. I don't know how you feel about it, but it's almost as though there's some sort of conflict of interest. What do you think? Or it's like some sort of slippery slope? Yes, people need to be paid. Okay, put the money in their direct deposit. Any kind of outstanding wages and allowances, pay the people. That is not up for debate. People, when they work, should get paid. Okay, and Barbados's government is doing so well. Your governor is telling you that they're solid. You guys are solid. So pay the people. But that's not what I wanted to talk about. I was just talking about Tony Moore and her role as a unionist, you would call her, and being part of the government. Shouldn't she give up that role and just like do something different? I just see it as being, as I said, like a slippery slope, something that can come back to haunt her in a way. It could come back to haunt her. Maybe she has Mia's blessings. You have to have Mia's blessings. Yeah, maybe she has Mia's blessings, but I see certain things that happen in Barbados as conflicts, and you seem not to notice it, or you're accustomed to it, but a conflict is a conflict no matter how you look at it. Sometimes even going to your holy book, it says you cannot serve two masters. You really cannot serve two masters, because you're gonna like one more than you like the other. So yeah, this is for Tony Moore. I think you should pick a side. And you can't work as a general secretary to the Barbados Workers Union and be part of the government. What if Mia doesn't like what you're doing? What if, huh? Sherry Veronica.
If you are enjoying this so far, consider subscribing. It helps keep this channel going.
Hi, this is Sherry Veronica. The thing about what they're planning on doing is they can test for a whole slew of things, not only the use of psychoactive drugs, but they can tell how many women are pregnant. They can tell other things, like, when you pass water or when you use the bathroom, all of that stuff is recorded in your waist. Okay, it's recorded in your waist. So when what's her name, Laura Foster, when she is testing for that thing that she says she's testing for, give her a little bit more leeway and a little bit more money, and she can test for a whole assortment of things. Okay, and it can give a good picture of, for instance, let's say you test and a certain amount of pregnancies are detected in the research, and you're going to know, well, in 9 months these amount of babies should be coming on board, but then in 9 months all of those babies don't come on board. I mean, this is just from the crop over festival. It's not the whole of Barbados that's being tested, but still you can gauge. You'll be surprised how you can test a small section of the society. And if you have people who study how to do that kind of stuff, there are statistical people who can do that kind of stuff. They can tell you with a kind of accuracy how to read it. They can read from a small percentage, from a small group. They can read what's going on in all of Barbados. So don't poo-poo it. Do not think that because it's just crop over that you may not be able to get a good gauge. She will. And like I said, if they pay her enough money, she can test for a whole assortment of things. So yeah, I think it's a good thing. I actually think it's a good thing. Knowledge is paramount. Knowledge is everything. And when she has the information, let's hope it's shared. Let's hope that information is shared. Okay? This is Sherry Veronica. Hi, this is Sherry Veronica. There are a lot of accidents happening in Barbados, and it's probably a symptom of what you are feeling, thinking, doing. It's only a matter of time before things manifest out in the open. Okay, so you have to work on that. There was an incident in Old Town where David Small, also known as Sluggy, he got into a bus, and in that bus there was a lady and her child, and he had words with her, but he didn't know that her significant other was also on that bus. And when he was saying and acting up with her, the gentleman showed up, and and there was some sort of altercation, and Sluggy right now is walking around with a bandaged hand. He ran to the Whole Town police station when it was all over, and the other man went to Sandy Crest Medical Center. And then there's this guy who was injured, and he was on the street there in Barbados. The video is going around, and he was transported to the hospital. Don't know if you don't know how he's doing, but when I find out more on these things, I'll let you know. But these are 3 things that came up that I'm talking about in my blog, and I have to talk to you about it. When I get it, I give it to you. One is this particular accident, and there are many, many more. David Small, also known as Sluggy, when he was interfering with a passenger, and her significant other showed up, and it didn't go well. And then there was that guy that the video is going around, and he was transported to the hospital. So those are things that I'm going to probably give you more on, because it is not going away. People are talking about it in my chat. Okay, so when I get more on it, I'll give it to you. Okay, this is Sherry Veronica. Hi, this is Sherry Veronica. When you get up in the news and you say that you're making money and you're the strongest that you've ever been, you cannot be expecting people to work for free. No, the T20 World Cup people are asking Barbadians to volunteer. Now, I don't know who you're asking to volunteer, but if you're asking just the regular, Joe Blow or Joe Blow's children, I think you should pay them. I think the only class of people that you can expect to work for free voluntarily would be that upper class, the upper echelon there in Barbados. And I don't think they're going to do that. I don't think they would allow their kids to work for free. So you need to be careful when you are talking about how strong you are financially, and then turning around for a big event like this. This is a huge event that is supposedly is going to generate millions. You shouldn't be asking Barbadian children or Barbadians to work for free. Okay, this may not be the one where they've asked for them to work for free, but I saw it. I tried to get it and put that part up. But yeah, the T20 World Cup, the organizers, please do not ask Barbadians to work for free, especially when your central bank governor Kevin Greenwich and everyone else are out posturing about how strong the economy is. Okay, don't do that. Sherry Veronica.
Help me spread the word about Naked Departure via social media. Subscribe and share to show support and love for our channels.